Welcome back to my channel. Are you someone who's overwhelmed by the sheer number of legal sections and provisions to remember? You're not alone. Many law students, professionals, and even enthusiasts struggle to memorize law sections. But here's the good news. Today, I'll walk you through easy ways to learn these sections and provisions step by step. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to apply these tips confidently. Law is built on sections and provisions, each playing a crucial role in the legal landscape. But when faced with hundreds of sections across multiple acts, it's understandable if your mind feels like it's in a maze. Today, I'll simplify this process with practical tips and methods to remember these sections without getting bogged down. Let's dive into it. Here's a summary of what we are going to discuss. First, use mnemonics and memory aids to retain complex provisions. 2. Break down sections into smaller, understandable parts. 3. Associate sections with real-life examples. 4. Regularly test yourself and practice retrieval. 5. Familiarize yourself with recent judgments. These are the methods we'll explore in detail. Now, let's take each of these points and discuss how you can start applying them right away. Using mnemonics is a classic technique and is highly effective for memorizing legal sections. Let's see how it works. Let me explain this technique with an example. Mnemonics are creative memory aids that transform complex legal language into relatable phrases or patterns. For example, to remember Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, which safeguards the right to life and personal liberty, think of 21 as a coming of age or a milestone in someone's life. This helps you to link the number with the provision's significance. Creating similar associations can make memorizing and other provisions simpler and more engaging. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when reading a lengthy section, but breaking it down makes it manageable. Let me explain this technique with an example. Many legal sections are long and complex. Break each section into smaller parts, focusing on the main clause, exceptions, and any illustrations. Take IPC section 300 for example, which defines murder. Instead of trying to remember the entire section, focus first on the basic definition. Then move on to the exceptions that distinguish it from culpable homicide. This step-by-step approach helps you retain each part and build a solid understanding of the section. Connecting the law to real-life scenarios can significantly improve your memory and understanding. Let me explain this technique with an example. When you associate sections with real-life situations or landmark cases, you'll find it easier to remember them. For instance, to understand Article 19, freedom of speech and expression, consider the case of Shreya Singhal versus Union of India, where the Supreme Court struck down Section 66A of the IT Act for violating freedom of speech. Relating legal provisions to practical examples or recent judgments makes learning feel less abstract and more impactful. Testing yourself is one of the most reliable ways to reinforce memory. Here's why it is so effective. Let me explain this technique with an example. Active recalling, retrieving information without looking at your notes, helps solidify what you have learned. Use flashcards or apps like Quizlet to test yourself on sections every few days. Additionally, write summaries of the sections in your own words or quiz yourself by explaining the sections aloud as if teaching it to someone else. Practicing this technique consistently will deepen your memory retention. Law is ever evolving. Staying informed with recent judgments and updates is essential for anyone learning law. Let me explain this technique with an example. New judgments and amendments shape our understanding of laws. Recent cases like Navtej Singh Johar versus Union of India, which decriminalized Section 377 of the IPC, significantly impact the law. Staying current not only keeps your knowledge up to date, but also provides a context to make it easier to remember specific sections. Following legal news on platforms or subscribing to legal updates can help you stay informed. Even with these tips, you might still find some sections challenging to remember. Here's what to do if that happens. First, revise frequently. Consistent revision is key. Take time each day to review the sections you find hardest to remember. 2. Study in groups. Discuss sections with friends or colleagues. Teaching and explaining sections to others can help you reinforce your understanding. 3. Use visual aids. Mind maps, charts, and even color-coded notes can make remembering sections easier. If you're a visual learner, try associating sections with icons or colors to help you recall. 4. Take breaks. Don't overburden yourself. Take breaks between study sessions to let your mind absorb what you have learned. These small adjustments can make a big difference in how well you remember sections and provisions. Before we wrap up, let's quickly look at some recent updates that might be relevant for your study of law sections. There has been several updates in recent years, including amendments in criminal law. For example, the Criminal Law Amendment Act of 2018 introduced more stringent punishments for crimes like sexual assault. Recent judgments on free speech, privacy, and rights of the marginalized also impact the interpretation of legal provisions. Staying updated on these will not only help you in examinations but also enhance your understanding of contemporary legal issues. Learning law sections and provisions may seem daunting, but with the right methods, it's manageable and even enjoyable. Start with small steps and you'll gradually build a strong foundation. Here's a recap of what we have discussed. First, use mnemonics and memory aids. 2. Break down sections into digestible parts. 3. Relate sections to real-life cases. 4. Practice active recall regularly. 5. Staying updated with the recent cases and amendments. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more legal tips. Let us know in the comments which sections you find hardest to remember and we'll try to help you out. Until the next time, keep learning and take care. Bye.